This is Star Wars: The Clone Wars Clone Trooper, the very first Clone Trooper figure ever released for the Clone Wars toy line. This is part of the very first wave, all the way back in 2008. As you can see, here is the rest of the first ever wave of Clone Wars figures based on the show. 2008 went on clearance for 40% off. That's the only reason I picked it up. Not really interested in the clones. I wanted clone figures that were painted, had some distinct characteristics about them, that had names, not the generic ones. Wasn't really too interested in them. But seeing as this was on clearance and I'm a big Clone Wars fan, it wouldn't be fair if I did not have a single clone trooper, regular vanilla, plain vanilla clone trooper in my collection. So I went ahead and got him. He's as plain as can be, very little paint apps on him, but he's got some fantastic articulation about him, which I'll get to in a while. I just wanted to point out that my figure has a bent leg. It's probably because of packaging, and I'm too lazy to have it corrected through that hot water and cold water thingy. But anyway, his helmet is not removable. It is on a ball joint. He's got a ball hinge shoulders, ball jointed upper torso, no waist swivel, ball hinge elbows, ball hinge wrists. This is the old articulation. It's fantastic articulation, if I may say so myself. This wrist in particular swivels 360 and goes up and down. This one goes in and out and swivels 360. So different hinges on arms, and it really makes for good posing when he's holding rifles or his DC-15 carbine pistol. He's got a hinge hip, ball hinge knee, and a ball hinge ankle. So really great articulation on the very first figures that Hasbro has produced for the Clone Wars line. It's sad that they've really gone to about reducing the articulation of the Clone Wars figures. Part of the reason I think the Clone Wars figures weren't as great as the current ones now was because they did not expect a lot of the collectors to really get these Clone Wars figures. And case in point, as you can see with the very first edition of Yoda, wasn't as great. They were really targeting kids, I think, and they didn't expect a lot of collectors to really be after these figures. And hence, they've tried and improved the figures now. And the figures now look a lot better than the old ones. But this one in particular, I think, is one of the best clone troopers out there. Molds. If you're army building and you see these things on clearance, I suggest you pick it up because, well, at 40% off, you'll save a lot of money army building, and it still has some decent articulation with the ball jointed upper torso and the ball hinge ankles. You can still pose them. So very cool. So again, he comes with his DC-15 pistol, not the rifle as depicted in the packaging. He also comes with a bazooka. This one is not flick activated. It is there is a button which you can use to launch the missile. So very cool, very interesting figure. Again, as I said, this is not a figure that for just, it's something you get on its own. If you just need a clone trooper, fine, get it. But this is really, I think, more for the army builders. But again, if you're a big fan of the Clone Wars, like me, and you don't have a single clone trooper, a plain vanilla clone trooper, it's kind of weird. But that's the reason I picked him up. So, still pretty glad. Oh, paint apps. Paint apps pretty good. Star Wars figures have always been well painted, so really no problem with that. Some overlapping white paint there, but that's easily forgivable. There you go, folks. Star Wars, the first ever wave of the Clone Wars toy line, Clone Trooper. If you like this video, please don't forget to add it to your favorites or click on the thumbs up. If you want to know my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfranz. Thanks for watching.